Alright, hi everyone, how are you? My name is Ash. As a child, I had somehow read or heard somewhere, and I would have been about 8 or 9 at this stage, that if I didn't know right from wrong, if I didn't know what truth was, then God couldn't or wouldn't judge me. And so I remember setting myself like little quizzes, at about 10, 11. Do I know right from wrong? Do I know what's true? No, I don't. Obviously I was skewing it in my favour. By the time I was 14, I could no longer disguise the fact that, I knew that I was a sinner. I knew right from wrong, clearly. I knew that I was absolutely sure about what was true in this life, and I knew that Jesus was truth. I knew that he was actually truth, because I could see that there were lies in the world and all that kind of stuff. So I made a cognizant decision when I was 14 that I was going to become a Christian. I was going to run to the mercy seat of Jesus Christ and ask for his forgiveness. That was when I was 14. At the same time, when I was in year 9, I read 2 books that really set the stage for, the next few years of my life. One of them was a book called Run Baby Run by Nicky Cruz, and the other was a book called The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. As a 14-year-old, I really empathised with the character Holden. This character, Holden from The Catcher in the Rye, really started to mistrust the world around him, really started to, look at people with, they're fake, they're phony, how do I even know what truth is? So I was a Christian, but I started to have these, cracks form in what I believed about, truth and Jesus and all that. And throughout high school, I started reading more about, getting more into philosophy. I started reading the great writers, the great works of philosophers, the people who'd actually written about standing and staring into the abyss and having it stare back at you. So I was obviously the quintessential teenager in an existential crisis, toying with nihilistic angst and just really just so depressed about things, but also still having this naive hope about the future. At this same stage, when I was 17, I came back from the state hockey champs and I was flushed with success, brimming with optimism about things. I had kind of the whole existential crisis under control. I was just there and barely visible, and I was kind of keeping it shielded from people. And I remember sitting on my bed just looking at my hockey sticks and my clothes, just everything a 17-year-old has in their room. And all of a sudden I heard a voice say to me, if you had everything, you could still lose it all. For what does it profit you if you gained the whole world and lost your soul? At this stage, while I was floundering around in all this, philosophical kind of mire and, the ideas that had really ruined people's lives, I had also been rereading. I read it a lot of times, Run Baby Run by Nicky Cruz, which was a story about someone whose life completely changed. I never once ever doubted that story to be true. I doubted everything else in life. I could never ever doubt this story, that book. Could never doubt when I heard people share their testimonies in a venue like this. And so I knew, I was like, Jesus actually is true. I can actually rest assured that he actually is true. So I remember having that moment of just being I don't know anything else. I know nothing else about things, but I know that Jesus is truth. So, you could be here tonight. I think about my life, it's really a lot of what ifs. My life is what if I hadn't responded at 14? What if I hadn't responded at 17? I have no idea where my life would be. I look at the wasteland of my friends' lives at the moment. I just think, why is God so merciful to me? Because really, at the end of the day, goodness and mercy has followed me every single day of my life, and I'm so grateful for that. So what if tonight is the question for you? What if God could completely change your life tonight? Give you a hope and a future that shines brighter than a million diamonds. You just think God can do so many amazing things, because I know absolutely beyond a shadow of a doubt that when my time here on earth ends and the chill winds of eternity blow away my birthdays and my future stands still in the night, Jesus Christ has made me his friend, and that is the truth. Thank you.
All right, back on centre.